The most genius FBI operation by Fern. Let's watch
It's a
this.
quiet morning in an Australian suburb.
Fern's videos are
The
so
streets
good.
are still. The neighborhood sleeps soundly. In a few seconds, the silence will come to an abrupt end.
Yo, can you imagine? Can you imagine just being in that situation? Nah, that'd be crazy. You're just sleeping and all of a sudden you get swatted. Never. Oh my gosh. I would die of shock. No, I would die of shock.
Armed officers will storm through family homes. Flashlights will cut through the darkness, illuminating the startled faces of criminals violently ripped from their sleep. Scenes like these will happen all across the world. A
Yep.
global storm is coming down on organized crime. As the sun is rising from Asia to Europe, and
Yeah, I
finally
would be
to the Americas,
terrified.
police in 16 countries will strike. They will raid drug labs, secret warehouses, and private residences. Around 9,000 police
Dang.
officers will make over 800 arrests. Nearly 40 tons of
800?
drugs, along with countless weapons and millions in cash and crypto, will be seized.
Operation Trojan Shield.
This first of a kind global
It's been the
operation.
biggest investigation and operation
Biggest
that the
criminal
AAP's
sting ever.
Entire organized crime rings will cease to exist from one minute to the next. It will be the final act of Operation Trojan Shield.
Good stuff. Good stuff, FBI. W in the chat. Chill, I'm joking. But good stuff,
The
FBI.
largest sting operation ever, orchestrated by the FBI. and
Honestly.
Europol. And at the heart of it all is this phone.
Need evidence gone.
This video is partially based on the book Dark Wire by Joseph Cox. Cox is an investigative journalist. He went deep into the criminal underworld for his research. Due to the nature of some anonymous sources, we are unable to verify all the information independently. We highly recommend checking out the book.
I have a cargo ship with captain on side too. They want to throw over load as they leave.
When can we start?
I have a job ready as tomorrow to pick up. It's already here.
This is a real conversation between two drug traffickers, sent via an encrypted phone.
Jeez.
Encrypted phones are very special devices.
Yep,
They often
they
lack
are.
functions like camera and GPS and are designed to enable more privacy. People use these phones when they don't want to be tracked. Politicians,
Why don't people just get flip phones? That's what I want to know. Like, I feel like if you don't... Oh, I guess flip phones probably have GPSs in them still, maybe. I don't actually know. I think they would, wouldn't they? I feel like they would.
military, corporations, a wide range of people use privacy-focused devices. The market for these phones is massive. For obvious reasons, they are also very appealing to criminals. Encrypted phones are often modified consumer phones with additional privacy tools. Sky ECC, EncroChat, and Phantom Secure, to name a few, were big players in the crime world. Secure phones like these don't come cheap. Phantom
Yeah.
Secure, for example, charges
Jeez.
$2,000
Oh
for a
my
6-month subscription.
Oh my
This is the price you pay
gosh.
for absolute privacy.
Holy
Some of these phones come with a very handy
crap.
feature.
Six...
He picked up the load
2K?
and
2K for half a year expensive? That's insane. Yeah, I'm streaming tomorrow. That's crazy.
Think he's been arrested and in need. There's a lot of evidence and f***ing shit on my BlackBerry. Yeah, I need that evidence gone.
What the
ASAP.
hell?
1 sec. But the thing is, cops can't access it, right?
They can't even access that anyways, yeah?
If a phone is ever compromised, a remote wipe command known as kill switch can be activated. This kill switch wipes all the data from the phone. making it
Wow, there's a
completely
kill
useless.
switch?
For law enforcement, this is a nightmare. Even if police manage to seize one of these devices, all potential evidence can be destroyed remotely.
By the...
Over the past
Wow.
few years, law enforcement has aggressively cracked down on encrypted phone companies. One by one, companies like Phantom Secure and Sky ECC were shut down, leaving behind
They can just do that? Is it like illegal? For you to have just a... be able to kill switch? I don't know, actually. I have no idea.
a massive vacuum. As in any industry, a vacuum presents an opportunity, and one man seeks to seize it. It is 2018. A rather dodgy businessman has an idea. He goes by the name Afgu. Afgu is an expert when it
Afgu.
comes to encrypted phones,
Happy
selling
New Year.
phantom secure devices to criminals. He's a bit of a geek, though not much of a coder. Previously, Afgu worked alongside one of Australia's most notorious drug traffickers,
Oh my
Akel
gosh.
Ayak. Known as the Facebook gangster for publicly documenting his criminal lifestyle online, Ayak is deeply connected in the underworld. Observing the gap left by all those encrypted phone companies going down, Afgu hatches a plan. He wants to launch the next
Yeah, you
big
could make
encrypted phone,
bank,
Anom.
dude.
Anom devices are essentially off-the-shelf
No, that's the
Google
title.
Pixel
Anom. I
phones,
was wondering how you
modified
pronounce
to
that.
run a custom operating system called Arcane OS. This is where it gets interesting. At first glance, it looks like any other phone. It has apps like Tinder, Netflix, and Spotify, but when you tap them, nothing happens. They're just dummies. Anom phones come with several special features. One of them is pin scrambling. It randomly shuffles the numbers on the keypad, making it difficult for anyone nearby to figure out your passcode. The real magic is unlocked when you enter a different pin. When you unlock the
Wait,
photo,
I'm
it
confused.
randomly
Sorry.
shuffles the numbers
I
on the
wasn't paying
keypad,
attention.
making it difficult for anyone near pin scrambling. It randomly shuffles the numbers on the keypad, making it difficult for anyone nearby to figure out your passcode. The real magic is unlocked when you enter a different pin. When you unlock the phone this way, you only see these three apps: settings, the clock, and a calculator. The calculator works just like a normal one, but if you enter a special code, the heart of the device reveals itself. The
Oh
Anom
my
Messenger.
gosh.
It allows you to
That's
chat with an Anom user
crazy.
anonymously. In case things go south, the
No, how do you even think of making that? How would you go about making that? Actually, it probably wouldn't be that hard. I took a computer coding class. I think I could probably. I wouldn't be able to do it like that well. I'm not saying that. I think I would get the basics behind it, but that is so smart. Like to actually create that. You could get a market for criminals. For sure. For sure.
phone also has a kill switch. Anom will soon become a thriving tech startup for organized crime,
Yeah, I
and
bet.
Afgu will become its CEO. But his true plan goes far beyond that. This story is about a brilliant sting operation. but
Yeah,
it's
I was gonna
also
say, oh my gosh, if he teams up with like the FBI, dude, this guy is
about
aura.
privacy. How many input fields have you filled in your life?
A lot.
Remember the account from that sketchy online store you ordered from a decade ago? Or that weird forum about
No.
that thing you once cared about? Data brokers are companies that collect your private information from the farthest corners of the internet and sell it often to the highest bidder. That way your data can easily end up in the hands of cyber criminals. Think identity
No.
theft, fraudulent loans, and even maxed out credit cards.
Are you
Incogni forces
serious?
data brokers to delete your sensitive information. All you need to do is sign up and let Incogni do the work. Their dashboard keeps you updated on which companies.
Oh, this
have
is an
released your
ad.
data. Keeping your subscription means that your annual Incogni plan.
I
with
didn't
the
even
code
realize this was an ad.
And who basically said, get this.
your annual Incogni plan with the code FERNTV.
Skip
get
the
this
ad.
call from this
Thank you.
lawyer I've never heard of, and who basically said, I want to meet you tomorrow.
Interesting.
This is Andrew Young. He works for the Department of Justice in San Diego, California. Young and his team are meeting the mysterious attorney. His client, none other than
Interesting.
Turns out the lawyer reached out to broker a deal. Afgu is offering his product, Anom, to the FBI.
Oh
The
my
offer,
gosh.
Afgu will build the next generation of privacy phones, and law enforcement will have total access. A hidden back door. The ultimate get-out-of-jail-free card for Afgu, in case he ever needed one. His personal intentions for that are not clear. Presumably, there's already a lot of dirt on them. Afgu's attorney pitches the phone to the authorities like a Silicon Valley tech demo. Andrew Young and his team
Smart
quickly
of
realize
Afgu, though.
this could be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
What could be more valuable than having control over thousands of devices designed for criminals? Young and the FBI agreed to work with Afgu. But many questions remain unanswered. How should the backdoor be implemented in Anom? And how do you get criminals to start
Yep.
using the phones?
Yep.
And there is, of course, another major
See, that's what I was just wondering. How do you really push that? I mean, you could get like what's it called, a producer? I guess you're the one supplying the phones, or the FBI is. But you got to get someone to push them out there, push your phones out. And what's the best way of doing that? Because you can't just go around selling phones on the street. No one's gonna buy them.
problem. Without evidence of a crime, spying on phones inside the US is illegal. Young is concerned the operation
Oh,
might not
didn't
get
even think
approved
about
by
that.
the Department of Justice. So the FBI reaches out to Australian law enforcement instead, and they seem to be stoked by the idea. With the help from the Australian Federal Police, AFP, the first Anom phones can hit the black market in Australia. The trap is set.
Oh. So they can do it in Australia, but not US, I guess.
Months go by as Afku builds his company. The FBI remains hidden in the shadows. He hires coders from around the globe. They all work from home, completely unaware of their real employer. As CEO, Afku collaborates closely with law enforcement. They soon manage to implement a backdoor that allows the Australian police to gather intelligence from Anom phones.
That's awesome.
The FBI is still left out. The mechanism is straightforward. When a user sends a message to another user, that message is silently copied and redirected to a third location, controlled by the authorities. The users will not notice a thing.
Dude, and they just have to go look through all those messages, though. I mean, honestly, it can't be that many, because the only people that are using
now,
them,
Anom just needs users.
the only people using the phones are criminals. Let's be real here.
The strategy is to rely on word of mouth, just like any other product in the criminal underworld. Afku starts handing out Anom phones to Australian criminals for free. They in turn tell others of the device, and so on and so forth.
Oh, dude, that's smart. That's smart. What you do, you give phones out for free, and you tell me, I'll give you this phone for free. You just have to go tell the next person about this phone, and then that person comes to you, to which you sell them a phone, maybe off a discount, and then you tell them, go tell more people about this phone, and then you sell those people the phone at the real price. I feel like that's the best way to do it.
After a series of tests, the moment of truth arrives. An Australian AFP officer stares at his screen in anticipation. He can hardly believe his eyes when the first intercepted message appears. All the hard work has finally paid off.
Need to find the best way to learn math? It's brilliant.org. Brilliant's an effective and fun
Shut
way
up.
to learn.
It's 2019. Anom has several hundred users. Demand is skyrocketing.
Several hundred?
And deliveries are spreading
My
all over the
gosh.
country. Drug traffickers, Italian mobsters, and bike gangs, all of them are using Anom to discuss business. Meanwhile, the AFP is meticulously monitoring every message, gaining invaluable insights into criminal operations. But the FBI is still not allowed to read the messages. Young needs approval from higher ranks. After a lot of meetings and
Yeah,
persuasion,
what do you do
he
about
finally gets
that?
what he wants. His approach is somewhat dubious, though. Running servers with intercepted messages on US soil is prohibited,
Yeah.
and Australia is legally not allowed to share their intelligence.
So
The
how do you...
FBI needs another country to host the operation and pass on the information to them. Young reaches out to members of the EU, searching for a willing
That's
partner
what
to help.
Oh, the
Finally,
EU.
Lithuania volunteers to host the FBI servers.
Lithuania?
Let's put a pin
Never
into these
even
legal
heard of that
shenanigans
place.
for a moment, though. For now, Operation Trojan Shield can finally kick into high gear. This is Swedish drug trafficker Maximilian Rivkin. His nickname is Microsoft. He has scars on his knees and fingers. His right arm shows a tattoo with 3 monkeys. Don't see, don't speak, don't listen. Microsoft runs a meth lab in Sweden and is well connected in the country's underbelly. He uses EncroChat to communicate with his accomplices. In the summer of 2020, Microsoft receives a weird message. In fact, every EncroChat user receives this message at that very moment. Law enforcement in Europe is cracking down on the encrypted phone company. Microsoft is screwed and urgently needs a new, safer way to conduct its business.
Dude, so he
travels
gets...
to Istanbul.
Oh my gosh.
Here he meets Hakan Ayak, the infamous Facebook gangster. Ayak is working on expanding Anom's reach and sees enormous potential in the company.
No
The meeting
way.
leads to a new business partnership. Both men are convinced that Anom is the future of encrypted communication for criminals. Together, they set a goal: push Anom globally and become its biggest reseller.
Dude, the guy, I already forgot his name, the guy who made Anom. Like, I know he did it for his own self, like, he did it for his own benefit, his own intention, so that he could have a get out of jail free card for the future. But even so, he helped the FBI stop so many drug trafficking, murders, robberies, etc. from happening, I wouldn't consider him a hero, more like an anti-villain. Is that what they're called? I don't know.
Back in Sweden, Microsoft wasted no time. He begins recruiting a network of people to help distribute Anom phones across the country. With the downfall of EncroChat, Anom grows at insane speeds. But users are skeptical. After the recent crackdown, everyone is extremely cautious. Trusting this new phone company is a huge risk. To build credibility, Microsoft tells others that Anom's founder is on the run from the FBI. If even the FBI can't crack the platform, they all should be safe. In a fairly foolish display of trust, he even sends photos of his own Swedish ID card over Anom to reassure his contacts. Meanwhile, law enforcement is watching the whole drama from a distance.
Yeah.
FBI agents are analyzing all the messages, including those from Microsoft. Everything is unfolding just as planned. Anom spreads autonomously and self-propelled within the criminal underworld.
Okay. Do you think FBI, like the government, should be able to look at people's private messages? It's like, I feel like no, right? I feel like no, but at the same time, yes. Because it's situations like this. It's these types of situations where I'm like, yeah, they should be able to. But then once you really look at it, like if they can just look at theirs, they can look at anybody's. Like I don't want them snooping through my messages. Not that I have anything to hide, but it's just weird. And like why? Like I want my privacy, you know? And so I feel like, oh my gosh. I feel like no. But in this situation, yes.
One day, an officer reads a series of very concerning messages. Apparently, Microsoft is planning to murder a former cafe owner in Stockholm. Convinced that the man owes him $800,000, Microsoft hires a hitman. In a group chat out on the spot,
the thing with the delivery to the door is great. Like your style, bro.
Microsoft loves this. At this point, the Swedish police realize the threat is about to become real. The police has no choice but to warn the target. The assassination fails. Anom is never mentioned as a source.
So it works.
It's 2021. Anom has spread at a phenomenal rate. With around 12,000 users and millions of messages sent in 45 different languages, the sheer volume of data has become overwhelming.
And that's what I was saying earlier. That's exactly what I was saying earlier. How do you go through this much data with thousands of phones going around? Like how do you go, like you can't go through this much data. There's just no way.
FBI agents are sifting through countless messages from all over the world, ranging from drug deals and murder-for-hire schemes to money laundering operations, and even the occasional unsolicited pic. When lives are at risk, the police are forced to intervene.
Alright, Fern, come on, dude.
Anom, however, can never be named as a source during fieldwork, or the entire operation would be exposed. The secrecy of the operation is paramount. With every new user, this problem multiplies. Eventually, the flood of intelligence becomes too much to process. At the same time, Lithuania's court order is coming to an end. Without Lithuania, where the Anom servers are running, the FBI cannot spy on people anymore. After 4 years, Operation Trojan Shield needs to end. But when it does, it sends shockwaves through global organized crime.
Yep.
Operation Trojan Shield.
Global operation.
Biggest investigation
Good stuff, boys.
and operation
Biggest criminal sting ever.
Anom users all around the world are waking up to a nightmare. Heavily armed law enforcement enters their home, somehow fully and thoroughly aware of all their illegal dealings. Later that day, the FBI comes out publicly and reveals the secret behind Anom.
For the first time, the FBI developed and operated its own hardened encrypted device company called Anom.
Law enforcement agencies across the globe celebrate their unprecedented victory.
And the crazy thing is, criminals are looking at that like, oh my gosh, this is how they got us.
This investigation, called Operation Trojan Shield, shined a light into the shadowy industry of hardened encrypted devices.
This is a watershed moment in Australian law enforcement history.
Operation Trojan Shield results in hundreds of arrests, the dismantling of major criminal
Gosh.
networks, and the seizure of enormous quantities of drugs, weapons, and illicit funds. The evidence seized by the police is staggering. It feels like the ultimate triumph against organized crime. It certainly is the biggest sting operation in FBI history, probably in all of history. But as the dust settles, a harsh reality begins to emerge. This mission, hailed as a success, could
Okay. I just really quickly, I'm curious. Did the guy make money from Anom 2, like while he was selling the phones? Did he make money off selling the phones, or do you think the FBI took the profits? Right? Because they were like, no, you can't keep the money from selling these encrypted phones. Like, that's what I want to know.
potentially turn into a massive failure. To this day, over 27 million Anom messages have been collected.
27 million? Oh my gosh. Did they have to go through all of that or no? That's another thing. That's crazy.
Based on this intelligence, over 800 arrests have been made. But experts are growing increasingly skeptical about whether Anom's chats will be admissible in court.
That's true.
That's because the evidence may have been obtained through potentially illegal means. A German court has already set a precedent, ruling that Anom chats cannot be used as evidence in trials because they could not be physically linked to the suspects. In the case of 3 drug traffickers arrested in Germany, the court only approved physical evidence for trial, dismissing the encrypted messages gathered from Anom. In Australia, legal uncertainty has already delayed a major trial, with the court grappling over whether the data collected through Anom's backdoor can be used to convict suspects. If courts worldwide continue to reject
I didn't
Anom
think
chat
about that.
evidence, hundreds of cases could be thrown into jeopardy. Criminals who are caught red-handed through these communications could potentially walk free, despite their obvious involvement in serious crimes. Other courts declared Anom's messages as lawfully obtained. Trials will likely go through higher instances in many cases, dragging on for years. It's unclear how many Anom users will ultimately be convicted. While official press releases praise the number of murders supposedly prevented, there's a troubling silence regarding those that were not. According to Joseph Cox, at least one assassination of a Swedish man was meticulously planned in Anom chats and executed while authorities observed in real time.
Yeah.
As these cases become mired in legal limbo, an uncomfortable question arises. Was Operation Trojan Shield actually worth it? If key evidence is dismissed and
That's a very good point. That is a very good point. If you use these phones, to stop the, bad guys from killing people and drug trafficking and stuff like that, but you can't use the messages to prove that it was them who did it, what do you go to? Like, you can't really bring them to court with no evidence unless you catch them in the act with having possession of, drugs, for example, in the drug trafficking scenario. But like, if someone's hiring a hitman, for example, over this phone, and the only proof of that is through the messages, but you can't use the messages because the messages aren't admissible, how are you supposed to make a case? It's just like, what are you supposed to do in that situation? So like, yes and no, it was good. I feel like yes, it was good. No, it was bad.
Later overturned, the operation's long-term impact may be far smaller than law enforcement had hoped. And there's another dilemma here, one that affects us all. It's about privacy.
Yep.
Today, almost every
and that's what I was saying earlier.
messenger is end-to-end encrypted. Preserving privacy is essential. It's a basic right. Encryption technology is not just for criminals. Journalists, human rights activists, and dissidents from authoritarian regimes rely on encrypted messaging. Privacy concerns all of us. Data abuse can affect anybody. You might instinctively want to respond that you have nothing to hide. Even if that were true, what if you lived in a totalitarian state rather than a liberal democracy? Would that stance still hold?
Good video, Fern. Another good video from Fern. I mean, it can't get much. I mean, Fern's videos just get better by the video. Like, each video is just a step up, I swear. Good video by Fern. Jeez, man. Alright, I'm going to bed now.